Welcome to Cheater Confessions. Let's get started with today's story. It started with a receipt. I wasn't looking for anything, just cleaning the apartment, the way I usually do on Sunday mornings. Alice had gone out for a run and left her gym bag on the couch. I moved it to vacuum under the cushions, and her wallet fell out. The zipper was already open. I went to zip it back up, and that's when I saw it. A folded hotel receipt. Not just any hotel, the boutique place. 2 nights, room service, late checkout. A bottle of Merlot was listed under the minibar. 2 glasses. Alice had told me she was going to visit her aunt that weekend. Her aunt had surgery, needed help with errands and meds. I didn't ask questions. I trust easily. Or I did. I sat down with the receipt and stared at the date. 2 weekends ago. While I was working a 12-hour Saturday shift, she was checking into a hotel 15 minutes from our apartment. My first instinct was denial. Maybe it was work-related. Maybe she stayed with a friend. But the dates lined up just 2 weekends ago, and the bill had her full name on it. Alice Carter, room 213. I opened our shared location history. She had it enabled for safety, something she insisted on after she once locked herself out of her car at night. Friday evening, pinged at the boutique hotel. Saturday, same. Sunday morning, back at our apartment by 11:32 a.m. She came in that morning, kissed me on the cheek, said, "Aunt Laura's doing better. Still cranky, though." I remembered her tone, casual, like nothing happened. I didn't say anything that day. I didn't bring it up that night, or the next morning. Instead, I made a copy of the receipt and slipped the original back into her wallet. Then I waited. Because when someone lies like that, straight-faced, clean, rehearsed, you don't go off emotion. You go by facts. And now I had one. She came home Monday evening like nothing was wrong. Bag slung over her shoulder, earbuds in, hair still damp from the shower. "Hey, babe," she said, dropping her bag by the door. "Dinner plans or lazy night?" I was sitting at the kitchen table. The copy of the receipt sat folded next to my phone. I looked up. "How's Aunt Laura?" Alice paused for half a second, just long enough to register it, then smiled. "Getting there. Still cranky. The doctor said it'll take a few weeks." I picked up the receipt, unfolded it, and slid it across the table toward her. She didn't touch it, just looked down. Her face went still. "Must have been tough helping her from a downtown hotel," I said. Her mouth opened, closed. Then she blinked fast, like resetting herself. "Michael, I can explain." I didn't say anything. "It wasn't... Look, we weren't really together that weekend." "Come again?" "You were so distant. We hadn't talked properly in days. I thought we were on a break." "We were," I said, calmly, "because I don't remember breaking up. I just needed space to think, and I figured you did too. And yes, okay, I stayed with Jason." "Jason Linwood?" "He just reached out. We talked. Mostly." "Mostly," I repeated. She took a step closer. "Michael, it's not cheating if we were on a break. You know that. People do this. It's not black and white." I sat back. "Tell me exactly when this break started." She folded her arms. "It was implied." "Implied?" She nodded, defensive now. "We'd barely said 2 words to each other that week. You come home late, you shut down, and you don't even ask me how I'm doing. You've been emotionally unavailable for months. So your solution was to check into a hotel with your ex?" Her voice rose. "I needed clarity." I nodded once. "You found it. We're on a break now, a real one." Her face softened. "Michael, you've got 30 days to move out." She blinked. "Wait, what? You said we weren't really together that weekend. That's fine. Now we won't be together the rest of them." The first few days were quiet. Too quiet. Alice stopped trying to argue. Instead, she slipped into performance mode. I'd come home from work to find candles lit, soft jazz playing, dinner waiting. I didn't touch any of it. On the 4th night, she came out of the bedroom wearing a dress I'd complimented once last year. Makeup done, hair curled, glass of wine in hand. "I figured we could talk," she said, offering a smile. I poured myself a glass of water. "About your apartment search?" She frowned. "About us." "There is no us, Alice. There's just you." She stepped closer. "You're really going to throw away 3 years over 1 weekend?" "You already threw it away. I'm just cleaning up." Her smile dropped. That night, she tried crawling into my bed. I locked the door. She knocked. I didn't answer. By the sixth day, the tactics shifted. She started talking about how much she'd contributed. I've paid half the rent for almost a year, Michael. I have rights. No lease, I said. You've been paying me directly, month to month. That's still something. I called Naomi Blake the next morning. Old friend, contract attorney. I asked Naomi if Alice had any legal grounds to stay past the 30 days. Naomi told me she didn't, not without a lease or a formal agreement. Unless I had specifically invited her to stay longer, she had no claim to the apartment. I sent Alice a formal 30-day written notice that afternoon. She read it, ripped it in half. I'm not leaving, Michael. You are. She tried rage, tears, bargaining. She even offered to go to therapy together. I stayed calm through all of it, because this wasn't just about a lie. It was about how quickly she turned me into a stranger when it suited her, how fast we became me the second it got hard. She had wanted space. Now she had it, just not the way she expected. By day 10, Alice stopped performing for me and started performing for everyone else. It began with whispers. A mutual friend, Jenna, texted me out of nowhere. Hey, not taking sides, but Alice says you've been emotionally distant for a long time, that she felt abandoned. I didn't respond. The next day at the gym, my buddy Evan pulled me aside. He told me Alice had been saying I'd emotionally abandoned her, that I'd stopped speaking to her, showing affection, even acting like I wanted her to cheat. I didn't say much, just pulled out my phone and showed him the hotel receipt. He looked at it, then at me, and it was clear the version she'd given him had left out a few key details. Alice kept going. Cryptic Instagram stories started popping up. When they act like you're crazy, but they're the ones gaslighting you. Healing from toxic silence is still healing. You can't control me anymore. No names, just vague enough to dodge consequences and sharp enough to target me. I didn't post anything, didn't engage. I just saved everything. The texts, even the people who liked and shared them. Then she went further. One night, she left her laptop open on the couch. I walked past and saw an open email draft. Subject, tenant harassment complaint. Michael has become increasingly erratic and emotionally manipulative since I expressed a need for space. She never sent it, at least not then. I took a photo, because it was becoming clear this wasn't about reconciliation anymore. This was about control. She couldn't make me stay, so now she wanted to make me look like the villain for walking away. But I didn't need to fight her version of the truth. I was building mine, piece by piece, quietly, strategically, and soon she was going to learn that firsthand. The calm broke on day 15. I got a fraud alert on my phone, $450 at an upscale boutique downtown, then another at Sephora, and a third one at a spa, all charged to the emergency credit card I'd given Alice when she moved in. I called the bank and shut it down immediately. She came storming in that night. Why is my card declined? Your card. I raised an eyebrow. That's my card, Alice. For emergencies. I need interview clothes, she snapped. You kicked me out. The least you can do is make sure I don't look homeless while I try to find a job. Use the clothes you already own, I said flatly. You're financially abusing me, she shot back. I almost laughed. I'm financially liberating myself. That weekend, I came home to find Jason sitting on my couch. Jason, the ex she spent the hotel weekend with. Michael, Alice said, standing next to him like nothing was wrong. We're just talking. Cool, I said, walking past them to the kitchen. You've got a few days to keep talking. Jason looked uncomfortable. Maybe I should... Yeah, I said, grabbing a beer from the fridge. Good idea. Alice glared at me. You're trying to sabotage my relationships now? I took a sip. Just giving people the facts. Transparency's healthy, right? Jason left. She slammed the door behind him, but she wasn't done. The next morning, I got a call from HR. Michael, we got a complaint. Your girlfriend called, said your behavior at home is creating a hostile environment that's affecting your work. I met with my boss, laid everything out, the cheating, the move-out notice, the credit card charges, showed him screenshots. He nodded slowly. Alice had crossed a line. She wanted to play games? Fine, I'd show her how to end one. I made one post, just one. No hashtags, no rage, just the facts. Since my ex has decided to publicly suggest I'm controlling or abusive, I thought I'd share some clarity. 2 weekends ago, she told me she was visiting her sick aunt. She actually checked into a hotel with her ex-boyfriend. Receipt attached. She claimed we were on a break. That break was news to me. I gave her 30 days to move out. Legal notice sent. In that time, she used my emergency credit card to spend on clothes and spa trips. Statements attached. She then attempted to paint me as abusive to mutual friends and even my employer. You can draw your own conclusions. I'm just clearing my name. I tagged no one, but people knew. The post spread fast. Comments poured in. The receipts. Literally. You handled this better than I ever could. Respect. That night, Alice came home red-eyed and rattled. You had no right to post that. I looked up from the couch. I didn't post anything private. Just facts. No names. You embarrassed me. No, I said. You embarrassed yourself. I just told the truth. She stormed into the bedroom and slammed the door. By morning, 3 of her Instagram stories were gone. 2 of her closest friends unfollowed her. The likes on her "healing from narcissists" quotes disappeared. The silence said everything. She played the wrong game with the wrong person. Now there was no more spinning, no more smoke, just consequences. She didn't pack. Day 28 came and went. Still nothing. Clothes in the closet, shoes by the door. It wasn't laziness. It was defiance. She thought I'd fold. Thought I'd let the deadline slide. Day 30, I didn't say a word. While she was at work, I had movers come in and box everything, taped each box shut, left nothing damaged, nothing thrown away. Then I changed the locks. Her stuff? I stacked it neatly in the lobby of the building, right next to the mailboxes. A printed sign taped to the top box read, Alice Carter's belongings. Please collect by 5 p.m. or they will be donated. She showed up at 4:47 p.m. with her dad. He was quiet. You couldn't have made this easier? She snapped, blinking fast. I gave you 30 days, I said. That's as easy as it gets. Her dad looked at me, then at her, then said nothing. Just started loading boxes into the back of a rental van. She hovered near the doorway, arms crossed. I have nowhere to go. I'm not your emergency contact anymore. You're really doing this? I said nothing. She took a deep breath. I never meant for things to get so. Don't, I said, holding up a hand. You got the space you wanted. Now I'm taking mine. She opened her mouth, then closed it. As they pulled away, her dad gave me a nod. Just once. And then it was quiet. No more passive-aggressive wine nights. No more cold shoulders. No more stories for the internet. Just quiet. The kind that feels earned. The apartment felt bigger after she left. It wasn't the space. It was the air. Lighter. Still. No more walking on eggshells. No more second-guessing silences. That was it. No closure talk. Just done. 6 months later, I was seeing someone new. Alina, a music teacher. Calm. Honest. No games. She didn't believe in taking breaks without both people agreeing. As for Alice, the word was that she was staying with a cousin across town, sleeping on a pullout, still posting vague quotes about surviving narcissistic abuse. Last I checked, her bio read, healing, independent, choosing me. And maybe she was. But now she had to do it without lying to someone who paid for the wine and the Wi-Fi. Because this time, the break was real and permanent and exactly what she asked for. Thank you for watching.